How's it going, guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why I became a content creator, how I became a content creator, and why I think you yourself should be creating more content. Now, when I was about 17 or 18 and I was about finishing my A-levels, I sort of had to think about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And at the time I just had Wragly, and I came across a company or like a brand sort of thing called Dark Dynasty Canines, run by a guy called Marlon Grennan. And I think I'd watched like one of their world's largest pit bull videos of the Hulk or something like that. And essentially they had a video on their YouTube channel called something like Amazing Man versus Beast Dog Police something or another. And anyway, he pulls up in his Audi A4 and his dog, the General, jumps out. And he's guarding this bag, this big duffel bag thing from this guy, and then he runs around and does some training with his dog, and there's all this cool music and flashy lights and quick camera movements and stuff. And I was watching, I was like, that is so cool, like what a cool job to be able to do. I'd love to train dogs to be that good and be like protection dogs and stuff like that. So I was thinking to myself, I've got Wragly, I could try making my own sort of brand and just show people how good of a dog that Wragly is. So I began Lion Ridgebacks, which is, some people who've watched this channel for a long time might know what Lion Ridgebacks is, but essentially it was a page where I put photos of Wragly on, an Instagram page, and it also became like other social media accounts, but the main sort of thing was Instagram. Moving on a bit though, I then started working. And I'd been doing Instagram for a long time with Wragly, and it, like I say, it'd been doing pretty well. But when I started working, Imi went off to uni, and I was at home and didn't really have anything to do. And I took the job that I'm still at now, and I worked 12-hour days. And once I'd finished 12-hour days, I'd get home, but I wouldn't be able to get home and see her. And the only times I'd see her was like every other weekend. So I sort of realised quite early on that I needed a hobby, and I'd been watching Casey Neistat, so I'd get home from a long day and wouldn't have that much time. I'd have my dinner and stuff, but once I'd gotten home, I'd watch Casey Neistat's vlogs, and the more I watched him, and the more I was just like, these videos are so enjoyable, like they're so entertaining. And I kind of realised that when I watched these Dark Dynasty videos, what it was that I wanted to do wasn't so much like, I really still would like to work with dogs and stuff, but I really liked the production and what they made, and the feeling that gave me, and the feeling that watching Casey Neistat's vlogs, like I'd get home and I'd have had a long day and I'd be missing my girlfriend and stuff, but I'd watch it and I'd sort of forget about all that for a few minutes because I'd just be watching this video. And that's still what I'm massively trying to do now whilst I'm making content, is make content that you guys can watch and you just forget about everything else for a few moments, and you feel whatever it is that I've created. So you watch something and I make like what's supposed to be a funny video, you watch it and you feel happy, you think it's funny, you feel enjoyment, and you feel what I've created. Or maybe I make something that's a little bit more serious and you watch it and you feel more emotional and stuff like that. That is my aim, and it will forever be my aim, and it's what I'm constantly trying to get better at. It's trying to make you guys feel something from content that I've made, or learn something, to feel or learn something. I decided that I wanted to try it, and I have dabbled with YouTube for a lot longer than people realise. When I was like 11 or something daft, I made Let's Play Sim videos on YouTube. I only made the one, but I did do that, and I was forever trying to find ways where I could make videos for YouTube. And from a really early age, to be fair, as soon as I had a flip up phone, when I can't remember what age I was, but it had a camera on it, and even though the camera was awful, you could hardly tell what was going on, I was forever trying to record videos. And we also recorded, this is like a really old school sort of fact about me, we recorded our versions of Jackass. So me and one of my best friends at the time, a neighbour, and my brother used to go out, and it was mainly the neighbour that'd do really stupid things, and I'd just record him and we'd call it Jackass. And it was just like, ever since early, I've always wanted to make some sort of content. And then I realised that I wanted to have a go at making vlogs, and I had made a couple of vlog type things before, but I really wanted to try. And the thing that was putting me off was myself. I was really like, I really want to make these vlogs. I was watching Casey Neistat's vlogs all the time. I was like, these are so good, like I'd love to be able to do this, I'd love to be able to do this. And I was like, why aren't you doing this then? If you'd really love to be able to do this, and you'd love to have a YouTube channel and stuff, why aren't you doing it? Like, is there any reason? And every time it was like, oh, I don't really have the equipment and stuff and all that, and what it really boiled down to, obviously, was I was scared. And through the majority of my life, I've never been bothered about what people think about me, especially like now. But at that one time, I was really like, what if when I make these vlogs and stuff, people are like, why are you doing that? Or like, why are you even trying? Like, you're never going to be very good at it and stuff. And I was really, really worried about that. And eventually I was like, why are you worried about that? Like, why are you being such an idiot? Just do it. Just make these videos, try these videos and all this stuff. So I ended up buying this GoPro, and I took it when we went to Crete on holiday, the first ever holiday abroad and stuff. And I tried doing like vlogging and stuff with it. And I bought this one because it can do so many different things. Like, it's small, it's compact, it can do all this sort of stuff. And this was the Hero 4 with the touchscreen, because the original one didn't have it, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, I deliberately bought the one with the touchscreen. But obviously realised after a while that it wasn't great for sound quality and stuff, because GoPros just aren't. It had the wide angle whole thing going on and stuff, but other than that, like, it wasn't the greatest thing. And that kind of put me off for a little while. And then a little while later I bought this camera, but this was more for taking photos of Ragley to sort of excel my Instagram account and to hopefully work with more companies. And I bought this one secondhand off eBay as well. I really got the guy down on the price. I'd seen it in the window in CX, didn't know anything about cameras, but I just saw it and I thought, that looks like a good camera, it looks nice. Lowballed the guy loads of times. I think in the end he just got sick of me messaging him, and he sold it me for like a decent price. And this is the camera that has taken one of my favourite photos of Rag ever, this one here. It wasn't great for making video. I tried a couple of times, wasn't too happy with it. And around this time, a really good friend of mine, Corey from 666 Graphics, I'll leave a link in the description to his Instagram page. He messaged me and he says, I've got this camera and I think you might be interested in it. My mate's currently got it, he's on holiday, he's got it, but when he brings it back, come round and have a look. And I came over and he had this. And it was a big Nikon D3200 DSLR. And at the time, obviously, I was watching Casey Neistat's vlogs, and he was using a DSLR, a big DSLR thing, and I picked it up, and it had this giant, long lens thing on, and I was looking at it, and I was looking around his room, looking down it, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, why are you getting rid of it? It's so cool. I could do so much with it. I could really learn about cameras and photography and stuff with it. And yeah, in the end, I ended up buying it off him for £200 with another 2 lenses, I think he sold it with, or maybe he sold it with another 3 lenses, another 2 or 3 lenses. And like, £200 was such a sound price. Like, he really, really sorted me out. And still to this day, like, if you're watching this, Corey, I really, really appreciate you telling me this camera, because it really started something that has just evolved and become like a massive passion and hobby of mine. So I had the camera. I fixed up one of my old laptops, started taking photos, putting them on the Instagram, and my Instagram account and photos of Ragley, just like the quality of them just like skyrocketed. And that was mainly because, one, it wasn't my phone, so it was way better quality, and 2, I was able to get photos of him when he was far away, because a lot of the time, by the time I got up to him with my phone, he'd stop doing what I was trying to take a photo of. So it was really good. I then decided that I wanted to try making the vlogs with this camera, so I bought this microphone here. It was just a cheap one off eBay, and I tried with it, but I just didn't get on with making video content with it. It didn't feel right. It was more of a camera than it was a video recorder, and I just couldn't get on with it. The autofocus noise drove me crazy. It was forever searching. I couldn't see what I was recording. It just didn't really work for me. So at this point, I started watching a guy called Peter McKinnon, and it was just as his videos were starting to like really take off and he was becoming like a big thing, and he was doing all his 2-minute Tuesdays and really teaching you about B-roll and stuff. And one of my greatest passions, one of the biggest reasons I ever wanted to start making videos, was because I'd watched people's B-rolls where they'd recorded a bit of a forest or the seaside or just a bit of whatever, and they'd done these smooth shots with this music in the background, and you'd watch it and you just think, that is incredible, like such breathtaking footage and stuff. And I'd always watch it and be like, I could never do that, like there's no chance I could ever do that. And I started watching Peter McKinnon's videos, and he really explained how you did them and how you made these shots and stuff. And I'd be sat there watching him, I'd be like, hang on a minute, like, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can make videos. Maybe I can make really good quality videos. And I started messing through the settings on this camera and realising that like all these different settings created different types of content. And I became fascinated with it because honestly, the amount you can do and the amount of different types of photography and videography and how it all changes and the different settings you have to use and all this, there is so much to it, and it just never stops. And that was when I realised that I could sort of do it. And what I decided to do was, I was on the train one day to York to go see me for the weekend, and I actually bought the camera you guys are on now. Now that was like Mark 1, this is like Mark 220 now. It's got a wide angle lens and different microphone, I've got a different light for it and a little adapter and like all sorts now. It's a completely different thing to what I started with. But when I first bought it, I bought the D5600 with the kit lens on, which is why that one's in that glass jar, because I really appreciate that that was the first lens I started vlogging with. But I started recording and realised that I needed a way to edit these videos. Now this is where another friend, a good friend of mine, Brad, who runs the company Aspire to Tire, I'll leave a link to his Instagram in the description, he really sorted me out as well. He sold me an old MacBook for £50, I think it was about £50, and the screen was cracked and the buttons were missing a few, but like, other than that it ran sound and it had iMovie on. So I bought this laptop off him and I started making vlogs with this camera that you guys are watching off now. And they weren't very good and stuff, but I progressively got a little bit better and bought little bits to make my video quality a little bit better. And I was uploading these videos, so like I said at the start, Lion Ridgebacks, I was uploading it to Lion Ridgebacks channel on YouTube. And I uploaded like a good 10 or so. And I was really enjoying it, and I was doing, like, I thought I was getting better and better. And I just stopped one day and I was like, why am I uploading my vlogs to Lion Ridgebacks? Like, that's never what I intended. I made Lion Ridgebacks for Ragley and to show off how good he was and stuff, and all of a sudden I'm posting my vlogs. And on top of that, like, I'm posting on Lion Ridgebacks because I don't want anybody to see, but the whole point of me doing this and all that was because I don't care whether anybody sees them. Like, this is something I want to do, so why not do it? So that was when I realised that I had to sort of do my own thing. So I stopped Lion Ridgebacks and I started the account that you guys are watching on now, Hayden Lion. And that's when I really started my videos, my vlogs. So I make the vlogs that you guys watch, but also videos like this and just loads of random other videos. Like, if there's content I want to make, I'll make it. That's just what my channel is. I do what I want, and that's just the end of it all. So I started this channel and I started doing stuff, and I'm very much more open compared to what I was before, and I just like to do my own thing, and that's what this channel is sort of about. I just do my thing. And since then I've like completely invested tons of money. Like, I've got a new MacBook, obviously I've got this camera, like I said. I recently today got this new little camera with this tripod. So like, I've constantly been investing in it and investing in myself, I suppose. And I just feel like ever since I started way at the beginning, I've forever gotten that little bit better. And that's just like the best you can do, is just forever get a little bit better. That is essentially just like how I ended up becoming a content creator. And now the way I look at life is completely different. I'm forever thinking like, how can I turn that into a video? How can I really share my take on that and that sort of thing? And so at the start of the video I said why I think you guys should become content creators. And I'm not talking like you should be uploading to YouTube or you should be making vlogs or tutorials or anything. But essentially, you should try telling your story through video. And even if that's when you go out with your partner or your friends or your children do something or whatever, get your phone out and just record little clips and just a couple of minutes a week, and you'll be so thankful for it later on in life. Like, I cannot explain. Like, if a photo takes 1,000 words, a video easily takes 1,000,000. Because the amount of times I've watched back, and some of the vlogs that I've made for you guys, like the York vlog, I watched that back yesterday, I think it was, and just being able to enjoy a time you had and remember all these little things that you forget, it's just priceless. Like, honestly, it can mean so much to you. And I think if you guys are taking a few minutes every week then you will sort of enjoy the videos later on in life. Anyway, there is a lot more to how I became a content creator, and perhaps one day I'll go through it again and talk about some other things that really swayed me and really pushed me to being the content creator that I am today, sort of thing. But that was sort of a quick, brief overview of how I ended up to where I am now. I'm really excited to see where I am in so many years' time. I'm hoping if I continue progressing the way I have been, that I should be making content that I'm quite happy with. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for listening to me ramble on and on and on. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in a future video. See you later, guys.